Going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who support me and this platform, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated. We back here on this Saturday night for another episode of Real Spill. This is episode 11 of Real Spill right here. Got my brother SunnyBoxingTalk here. He'll be coming through in a minute. Sit down and chop it up right here, right in front of y'all. So if you here, make sure you smash that like button. Drop a number 1 in the chat so I know you here. And we'll get the show started in a minute. First, start with my announcements. If you would like to be on the next episode of Real Spill, email me, dsalliance1@gmail.com. It's dsalliance1@gmail.com. Hit me up. We'll set up a show. Also, if you would like to check out all my series that I have right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, just go to my channel section and click playlists. Go and check my playlists out. I have a playlist with all my series under there. You can check all of them out right there. So, I appreciate y'all. Like I said, we'll be starting the show in a minute. If you're here, hit the like button. Also, hit a number 1 in the chat so I know that you guys are here. We will get this thing started in a minute. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I see y'all out there. Shout out to the great moderator, Poetic Kells. Shout out to Muhammad is the one. Shout out to the Grinch. Shout out to my brother Sonny. Yeah, Sonny, I just sent you the link, bro. Oh, I see you. I see you.
Yeah, right here, bro. Peace.
Peace, peace, my brother. Shout out to brother Rob. Shout out to my man Prince O'Mill. Shout out to Jacquel. Shout out to Ronan. Shout out to Xander. BK Hammer, what's good? Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. No doubt, no doubt, Grinch. Go ahead and get that homework done, my brother. You know, my man, my man Mike Brown comedy, man. You gotta add that comedy to your name, bro. Make sure you add that comedy to your name. We're gonna start it in a minute, but what's going on, y'all? How y'all been, man? Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. 11 o'clock tonight, right here. We will be doing Saturday Night Live, so stay tuned. Saturday Night Live, 11 p.m. right here. Sheep Stay Sleep TV, come through. Open panel, open discussion. You know, a lot of shit been going on, so we gonna have some things to chop it up about. So y'all also stay tuned for that. No doubt, Ronan. Shout out to Tony Smith, man. Sonny, what's good, my brother?
Man, I'm chilling, man. It's an honor to be on your platform, man. Honest to you, man, for allowing me to come forth, man, and just chop it up with you. I appreciate that.
No doubt, dog.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, let's start out with your name, man. Sunny Boxing Talk. So, is that what your channel gonna be based around? Boxing, or you just talk about sports in general?
Well, basically, man, how I started out, man. Here, got echo. Is that me? Yeah. When I started out, um, my youth, or before I started out my little YouTube thing, man. I was a huge fan, still am a huge fan of the LDBC, the Lions Den boxing community. And I used to always just like to talk about boxing anyway. And I ended up 7 8 Sports TV. He was like my favorite guy. And I was like, I could do what they doing, but I wanted to come a little different. So I figured out the name that I wanted to go with. I always been Sunny. You know, I've been Sunny for over 20 years. And basically it started doing videos, but like the way I wanted to do it, it took me like it always takes 3 4 hours because I like to put pictures and everything with my videos. So it takes like 3 or 4 hours just to do 15 minutes worth of information. And what happened is when I started diving into business, it kind of took me away from that. And then I met some conscious brother, met JT, and um, it gave me another avenue to add some other degrees that I have. So like to answer your question as far as my channel, what I'll probably end up doing is creating another channel where I kind of separate the two, where I can talk about um, business and conscious type things, and then the other one would just be sports, just primarily boxing, maybe a little bit of MMA, a little bit of boxing. I mean, a little bit of basketball, but primarily just boxing. I'm a huge boxing fan. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I am right now. I'm not really in a rush. I'm really taking my time on my channel, due to the fact that I'm my schedule is just so busy sometimes. I'm actually off right now, but I'll be getting back to it real soon.
Okay, okay. So you just saw the Pacquiao fight? Did you catch that?
I sure did. I sure did. Boy, Keith Thurman, he talked so much trash, like so much trash. And I remember when Keith Thurman, he was calling out Floyd, like calling out Floyd. Floyd didn't ever fight him, but really it shows the levels that you know what I'm saying, that Floyd was at, because even when Floyd fought Pacquiao, a lot of people don't want to give Floyd his props, but he's actually older than Pacquiao. And at 40 years old, Keith Thurman, I believe, was like 28, something like that, in his late 20s, and couldn't handle Pacquiao. So uh, goes to show for people who talk a lot of trash, be careful. Yeah, mopped up the floor with you. But yeah, it was a good fight. I enjoyed it. What did you
Oh,
did? What did you think about it?
nah, I didn't watch it, but I caught the highlights. But I actually, when I first saw the matchup, I actually thought Pacquiao was gonna lose. I thought Pacquiao was kind of on a decline, honestly. So I thought he was gonna lose.
I kind of did too, but then but then again, I as it got closer to the fight, I started to sway away from Keith Thurman for the simple fact that Pacquiao was just quiet the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And Keith Thurman was just talking so much trash, and not to mention uh, the fight before he fought that he beat Adrian Bruner, who is a great a great fighter in his own right. You know what I'm saying? And when he fought Adrian Bruner, Pacquiao was sick. You know what I mean? So that kind of told me, okay, well, maybe I didn't really get to see because it did look like he declined. Look like his legs got a lot slower. Um, his output didn't look the same. It just didn't look like the same Pacquiao. But when he said he was sick, I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why. So um, when you look at Pacquiao's career, just like Floyd or anybody who's had over 50 fights, they've seen every style that there is. And that's what happened with Pacquiao. Pacquiao just he put in more work than Keith Thurman did. Yeah.
Got you, got you. So
Hmm.
next thing, what do you have you been around like lately? Like on YouTube, have you been seeing what's been going on with everything?
Yeah, I have, man. YouTube is pretty crazy. YouTube is pretty crazy.
So
Um,
what's your thoughts on it?
um, I try to stay out of it as much as I can, yo. I feel like there's like there's like a lot of unnecessary. Like when I watch some of these panels, right, and it's like they have good uh, um, topics, but when I look at the topics, is and when I see the panels, all I see is like bickering and arguing, and to me, it's kind of frivolous. You know what I'm saying? To me, it seems like it's more geared towards entertainment versus really trying to find a solution to the problem. Because there's always some sort of solution to the problem, you know, and it seems like a lot of times they don't care to go into it. And it's like I just see a lot of super egos out there. Like everybody wants to be a leader and doesn't want to follow, or um, no one's really on the same page. Everybody wants to be chief honcho, and it just so much disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So some of the disrespect is warranted because violence begets violence. You know what I'm saying? If you disrespect somebody, they're only human. They're going to disrespect you back. Period. But I think that there's a different way to go about doing all of these things. But it'll happen one by one. You know what I'm saying? I'm a couple of guys I enjoy. Like a matter of fact, I watch shout out to the Grinch. I watched the Grinch one of his live streams yesterday, and I learned a few things about him that we have something in common. Like we're both um, um, are into music. Like he's an artist. You know what I'm saying? He's into artsy things. I'm into artsy things too. Um, Shout out to Art New Style. Like I love his channel. I used to draw back in the day. I play like four instruments. I also make beats. I write also. So um some of the things that the brother talks about, I'm in alignment with. You know what I mean? But like as far as all the stuff that's been going on YouTube, I've just been trying to stay clear from it. You know what I'm saying? It's really entertainment. It's like love and hip hop, really. You know what I'm saying? Or soap opera. You know what I mean? Watching for the next disrespect or that's pretty much it. Like if I go listen to it, I expect not to hear any solutions or real solutions or workable ways to fix a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for those who are into talking about a solution to bring about talking about a problem to bring about a solution, I think that they should come away from those channels and just link up with like-minded brothers that want to actually fix a problem instead of like um I don't know, I just hear a lot of crying, yo. I don't know, it's just me. I hear a lot of crying and boo-hooing and violin playing. But granted, like some of the issues they talk about, they're correct. I understand that there are some hurt people out there that experience some things and like, you know what I'm saying, they hurt and they're kind of venting about it. But it's like at some point you gotta stop crying and figure out the solution. You know what I mean? That's why I
Gotcha.
like it's like what I love about your channel is when you go in on topics, like you really go in, but at the same time you teach. You know what I'm saying? And like it takes a real person. Like sometimes whatever you hitting on, it could prick somebody's heart. Like you could be talking about them. You know what I mean? Like it could prick their heart, so they can take it and use it as goddamn it fuel to fix their shit, or use it to fuel their pride. You know what I'm saying? And continue on doing the same scenario, but there's like no real teaching no more, man. And like when I watch those channels, I watched another channel today where there was his sister talking about a young lady who is having a hard time, was like molested and all that stuff, yo. Like been through, you know what I mean, suicidal, been cutting herself and all that. And it's like while we sitting here bickering over frivolous things, we could be using our talents to really make a difference for our people, man. And that's what really I don't see. You know what I'm saying? I don't see people for real, not some. There is some, but like I want to big you up, man, because you've been on fire, bro. Like lava hot fire, and like you go in and you peel somebody, you'll destroy somebody, and at the same time, the way you teach, it's like you building them back up, yo. And I respect that.
No doubt, bro. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. So, um, I've heard you say before, like, cause shout out to JT, man. When we used to always be on a sports show, you used to, I remember you used to always say, you here for to build with brothers. So, what is it that you think is what do you think is some of the most important things? I'm gonna say, give me like three things that you think um us brothers need to work on in order for us to move ahead and move in the direction where we want to be.
I think, like, we as a people, man, we face three major problems. It's social, political, and economical. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have ideas that cover all three of those. Um, I think brothers, and not just brothers, I believe sisters too. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of things that we haven't been taught as far as finance. A lot of times we don't learn the important things about finance until we end up getting a family, getting a whole bunch of responsibility, and now we're working backwards. We're in debt. You know what I'm saying? Now we're working backwards. It's like we're a lot of us are kind of late in the game. You know what I'm saying, on certain things, but at the same time, um, it's doable. It's kind of like if you dig a ditch for yourself, you can still climb out. You can climb out that ditch, but it's gonna take some time. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. So like I feel like brothers, a lot of brothers are prideful. You know what I'm saying? Um, but at the same time, I understand that man knows not by being told. You know what I'm saying? Before he tells anybody, he got to be what he knows. So like we deal with a lot of distrust. You know what I mean? So me personally, I've been on a mission to get myself in a position to where, um, I can help other brothers. And like, I don't think a lot of brothers really understand the power of when you come together with like-minded people, how much could be accomplished. It's so much that we can do. It's so much that needs to be done. There's enough money out here for everybody to eat. You know what I mean? We all got different goals, talents, and whatever. If you can link up with, you might have a different vision for your life, right? But you can, through another brother, through his vision. Let me give you an example. Say you got a vision for a particular business, right? But you get with another like-minded people, and their vision for a business is quicker to be more economical. I mean, as far as um, that person to be able to create the most finance through that, if you were to work their vision with the understanding that they will help you when it's your time, everything will be done a lot faster. But like we got to learn how to trust each other. But that's where finding like-minded people comes along, because it's hard. You got a lot of people who are not who they say that they are. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fake people out here, and I know it's kind of hard. To me, it feels like finding a pin in a haystack. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been on streams to where I left my email. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me feel like, well, damn, everybody must got all their shit together. But like, if they got all their shit together, why are we all still in the same situation? Like, we really don't have to live the way that we live. We can really link up and create something that is awesome. So I think some of the most important things is to, you know what I'm saying, the put your feet in the water and take a leap of faith and try to step out. If you feel like sheep, or you feel like me, or whoever, the Grinch or whoever, you feel like you like-minded with them and you got a great business idea, link up with like-minded people and create something, because like it's as easy as, I mean, because I'm an artist too, like I can draw and all that, you know what I mean? But like, if you have a vision, whatever is in your mind, you can bring it forth, no matter what kind of situation that you dug yourself into. Of course, it's going to take you a while to dig yourself back out the hole that you put yourself into, but it can be done. You know what I mean? But we have a time limit. We have a certain time to where we'll get to a certain age to where there's nothing that you can do. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be preparing for retirement now, yo. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what the future holds. We don't know what the future holds. So we need to be preparing for retirement now. We need to be figuring out what can we do to accumulate money. I'm gonna say this last thing. I push pause. Like, and I've said this before. Some of y'all might have heard this. We say this before, but like, I really feel like in each and every one of us individually, there's like millions inside of us. I mean, I don't know how many times I done watch TV up late watching TVs and be seeing these info commercials of people selling stuff that I thought about. Like, yo, I thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure we've seen some infomercials where we looked at certain situations and was like, how can I make this easier? And like, you somebody come out with a joint. You know what I mean? Like, our heritage, we're a heritage of creators. We create things. You know what I'm saying? But I think that by us being so distracted that we don't really take the time to sit down and think about certain things. Like if you sit down and think about something for uh you got a problem in a certain area, you can figure out a solution and make money off of that solution. Like it's I don't know. Like I tell people I don't have that word can't in my vocabulary, and like I want to link up with people that feel the same way or want to feel the same way. If you even if you want to feel the same way, if you get with people that are that way, they're going to help you change the way that you think. You know what I'm saying? We need to change the way that we think, yo. Like even if you're not wealthy, you know what I mean? Like start to act like you wealthy. Like figure out get around wealthy people. Like there's certain steps that need to be taken to get yourself out of whatever predicament that you're in, but there is no hole that you cannot climb out of unless you are like 60 years old and you got super mad debt, you know what I'm saying? And by then, you know, you're on a decline of life. I hope I answered your question.
Yep, sure did, my brother. So, with that being said, do you have any issues with the fact that there's a lot of brothers who may speak out against how women treat us and stuff like that? Do you have any issue with that? Do you have any issue with any manosphere talking points?
To be honest with you, man, I don't know who everybody in the manosphere is. I'm still new to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The only issue that I have is um I would say this, like there are some bad women out there, just like there is some bad men out there. It's like 50-50 to me. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with some real dogs, you know what I'm saying? Some hyenas that when I grew up, we kind of preyed on women, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that can create a problem. So with that being said, I think it's um now granted some women are just terrible. Like they had nothing done to them wrong and they just evil. But all are not like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people get to a point where their works deserve a measure of justice. So if you act a certain way to where you line up to whatever word is being called, like a scrag or whatever, like I've come to learn that, you know, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like I had to kind of um listen to what a lot of the guys were talking about, and kind of like had to push pause a little bit on how I felt to see how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Like to kind of put myself in that predicament. And granted, there are a lot of guys out there who feel like um, they can't find the right woman because all the women that they look look towards happen to be the same way. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's answers and solutions to that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. To me, it feels like I see a lot of venting. I see a lot of brothers that's upset and hurt by certain situations, and they vent. They vent. They vent. They vent. I don't see any real um, solutions being brought up. And then what happens is on a lot of these panels, you get a lot of bickering and arguing. And when you get to that point, you're not building anything. You know what I mean? You're not putting any water to the dirt to make clay. You're not building nothing. You're just arguing. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that would bother, because at first, like I felt like a few of the brothers were like saying all black women were this and all black women were that, and that's not what they were saying. They was basically saying um, the ones who fall up under the pretense of um, this particular word, whether it be a bitch, scrag, whatever, that they're calling them that, and it's I I gotta yield to that. It's true, because there are some terrible joints out there. I've met a few. I've been with a few. I took a few L's in my life. You know what I mean? Um, but with me, I'm a little different. If I take an L, I always look within me too, because a lot of times we need to do some self improvement too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there are some bad apples, man. I guess that's the best way that I can answer the question. I don't have any qualms with any Mansfield brother. I don't need even know who's who in the camps for real. I'm still learning. Um, but again, I kind of stay away from all of that because I don't. If I take an L in a relationship, I move on, yo. I move on. I stay focused to what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like I got a lot to be focused on, rather than So I know what I have to offer. You know what I mean? So I don't have low self esteem by any stretch of the imagination. So like I don't have any qualms with any of them brothers, man. I just don't like people picking on innocent people. And I feel like some of the brothers do that. Not all, but some of the brothers do that.
Okay. Now I noticed you said as far as something that the brothers need to, like, us brothers, we need to become more financially literate, more financially stable.
Right.
So right now, if let's say, a guy in his 30s right now, um, what are like some fields you think he could get in right now between now and the next 6 months where, he can he can become financially stable? What do you
The
think are like three fields he can go into right now?
fields.
Yeah, like
That's
professions.
wow. They can definitely get into my field. Um, if you get into my field, um, because I'm at the height of like I'm doing like Navy SEALs of truck driving, and it pays. And that'll take about 3 years to get to where I am. Um, I would say a trade. I would say a trade. If you live in a city to where um, there's any type of shipbuilding industries, things of that nature, I would say get into that. Or if you're able to move to a city, because that shit, even though when I went in the truck driving industry, they had a huge layoff, but now they're back hiring again. I would say get into that, yo. Get into learning how to weld, how to use your hands. Get into carpentry work. Um, get into automotive industry. Get into that. Um, because so, if you get into some of those things where you learn a trade, that's something that no one can take from you, and you can take that trade and branch off from the workforce and start your own business working something. So if you know how to weld, you can start your own business making grills. If you know how to weld and burn with a torch, you can make grills. You're in the automotive industry, you learn how to fix cars or fix uh, diesel engines or race cars. Like if you live in the Carolina area, a lot of people there's a lot of Asiatics that love the racetrack. You know what I mean? And it's money in that. So your hands is where it's at. Your hands, whether it be computers. If you want to get into computers, that's something that you want to make sure you get a school that you can go back to, and they'll give you a refresher course for free, because the computer technology, it changes so often that like I could have went to school and got a master's in something in IT 10 years ago, but like right if I sat on it right now, I'd be out of the loop because of the technology. It moves so progressively. So anything with your hands, anything with your hands, you can be culinary arts, but the key thing is you want to make sure that you're in a position to where you can budget your money to get you in a position to do whatever you're trying to do. Like you want to budget your money. You want to um, keep an eye out what's going on. You need to visit these places where uh, uh, job uh, job places where they help you with your resume, because they can give you grants, yo. Like they got grants that we don't even know about. That if you just seek and look, you can go to school for some of this stuff for free. So what you do is once you get into whatever it is that you want to do, you plan it, yo. You make a plan. Work it for 2 years or 1.5 years. Um, and when you're being taught, make sure you sit and make sure that you listening. You soak up everything that you can soak up. You get with people who are experienced. Ask questions. Learn as much as you can learn, and then start your own business, yo. Because when you start your own business, that's when you get into the tax write-offs and things of that nature. Because when you work for another company, you're getting taxed multiple times. A lot of people don't know about it. Know that, but get taxed so many times is crazy. But when you have when you have a business, you have more control of all those things. So I think that the trap of school and college is they're training you for the workforce, they're stifling the creative aspect that you have within yourself. So anything with your hands, yo, anything with your hands, whether it's shoot, we need more people who is in the film and commercials and things of that nature. It's like I don't when I say field, when you say field, I can't limit, I can't like just throw a field out there. It's based on your gift, and if your
Mhm.
gift is going to like the career that your gift gives you, what is your target audience, your target market going to be? Is it going to yield you enough money to be or do what you're trying to do? Basically, you want to get into something that is going to be lucrative for you and your family and your family down the line. Um, that's just what it is. And then like sometimes you might have to sometimes you might have a dream that's not really too lucrative. You know what I'm saying? You might have a dream that you want to do something that might not be too lucrative, but you need to set your foundation straight that you so that you can accomplish your dreams.
So, question, bro: Is
Yes,
it
sir.
better? Is it better to? Is it better to work with a company like as an independent contractor than as a employee?
It depends on what it is that you're trying to do. For me, working for individual is not where I want to be. Period. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking to start your own business and you trying to do it in a hurry without having to go to school, then that's a good place to start. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to put yourself in the position to learn whatever it is about the company as much as you can, learn and soak up everything. So like if you're a contractor for a company, you want to be nosy, yo. You want to be in the office trying to find out what's going on. You want to make friends. You like you got to play the game, yo. You reach out and try to make friends uh, with some of the people in there that's going to put you onto some game on how to get certain contracts or um, how certain paperwork works and things of that nature. Like you have to dissect whatever it is that you're trying to do and go forth like that. So like you if you're a contractor, um, and you want to start your own business, you had to understand that this is just a means to get to where I want to get to, and you got to put on your thinking cap and soak up all the knowledge that you can. You can't be scared to talk, not to talk to other people. You have to network. You know what I'm saying? Network with people. You know, ask them questions. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to get contracts and things of that nature on your own, so that when you do decide to branch off, you're like, okay, I see how they run this. I see, okay, eventually I'm gonna need somebody to handle this or somebody to handle that. Like at that point, you can kind of frame a blueprint. You need a blueprint of whatever it is you're trying to do, and it's not hard. All you have to do is write these things down. If you can take notes, and your notes is not super scribble scrabble. You can take notes and make and plan things. You can make whatever it is happen, yo. Like I'm a ship builder. Like you give me if you give me got that going a blueprint, I can build a whole ship, yo. Oh, they taught me how to build a ship. You know what I mean? They taught me how to weld. They taught me how to burn, how to carbon art. I stick weld, MIG weld, flux core, all that, all these different. things that they give to you, they giving you tools, but a lot of us are content with the tools that they give us, and we just sit and work and work and work and work and work and work. And that's not a bad thing if that's what you want to do. But I think what we need as a people, um we need that wealth to where when your kids grow up, they got something that they fall into. You know what I mean? They fall into something to where they don't have to, they can be trained from youth on how to uh, um, just pick up what you left off. You know what I'm saying? And there's a foundation there. There's something that they can take care of their family. And on top of that, the feeling that you get to where you are able to give back as far as um, work is concerned. Like somebody who's like on the corner, like you can get them a job, and you can actually take them and um, uh, motivate them, show them how to do what you did. Like because we all know different. It's just some people have more of a drive, and we gotta find that drive. Yo. I hope I answered your question.
Nah, you did, bro. You did, and I appreciate it. Um, cause yeah, I just wanted some, cause I know some people may listen to this, and some people may need some help. So that's why, I asked that, cause nowadays it's a lot of young black men, man, that's stuck and they don't know which way they want to go, and it's a lot of resources out here that could help us. So I was just asking to see if you could point people in the right direction. So
So
I
as
could
far
get.
as resources, as far as resources are concerned, you have to because that's a great point. The resources. I went to school and got my CDLs for free. I didn't have to pay a dime. You know what I mean? I was laid off from the shipyard, and I qualified for a grant, which they paid for everything. All I had to do was keep a certain GPA, and they got different grants like this for different jobs all over the world. But you have to go to these places. You have to ask questions. You know what I mean? So like if you feel like you're good with your hands, if you feel like you can drive, or you feel like whatever it is that you're trying to do, there's a list of jobs or list of grants that they can help you get to. You just gotta go down and figure it out what it is that you want. You know what I'm saying? For individual help, for those who are looking to do something like that, I wouldn't mind helping. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave my email yet again. I'll leave my email and individually help um someone for free. You know what I mean? Like, but you have to do the legwork. I can't do the legwork for you. I can do the research and find out where you gotta go and kind of help coach you and motivate you and help you not to give up and things of that nature. But you have to just some of this stuff we got to do on our own. You know what I'm saying? But there are some super grants out there that we don't even know about because we don't go out to these different places, yo, and try to find out what kind of grants can we get for certain things. Like think out of the box, yo. I even tried to be a I tried to find a grant to fly planes, yo. There's money in that. You can because a lot of people the it's different types of planes out there. They got the one engine planes and things of that nature. But you can be a pilot, yo, on one of them small planes and charge people to fly them 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? And it's bread in that. Like they getting paid. You know what I'm saying? And then like the ultimate goal would be to save up for your own plane so that you can get 100% or almost 100% because you got to pay for fuel and all that. You got to break all that down. But um, I think that that's the way to go, man. Truck driving, man. If you're over the road, some people make a decent amount of money, but um, the field that I'm in, the reason why it's so dangerous is because of the hills and the tight turns and you know what I'm saying, you gotta be on it. The Navy SEALs are driving. So like I'm out all the dough that I make, I work for every bit of it. You know what I mean? So you just gotta find out um what it is you feel like you want to do, what it is that you can do. You know what I'm saying? I never did want to truck drive, to be honest with you, but I found it to be a means to get to what I really want to do. My goal is to work on music and write books and get into real estate. That's like my ultimate goal. You know what I mean? I want to learn like 3, 4 different languages. So I'm doing what I really don't want to do to get to where I'm trying to get to. So like you got to kind of figure out what level of focus or what level of grind you're trying to get to, and just have a plan, yo, and just ask questions and get with people who's like-minded. Like I said, like it doesn't have to be all about you. You can meet somebody who has a vision of a business that's going to make a lot of money and seed your education into that. Like you're doing the same thing. Like you kind of working for somebody, but you actually are a part of the business. Like you're not just the worker. Not to say the worker is bad, but like we want to be lenders, not the borrower. That's that's where I feel like we should try to be. But if we had a network to where we sat down and we talked about say like we had 10 people and we found one idea that's like beats all our ideas, and it's like money can be made right there. Like seed into that vision, make that vision work, because through that vision it'll complement your vision. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of jewels right now.
Yeah,
If y'all can get it.
yeah, that makes sense. Like if everybody was to pour their efforts into one business, then from that business can create 10 other businesses,
Yeah,
and they all can work because they'll all be being built. Like because from the money that everybody will make from that one business, everybody will make enough money to finance their life and be able to put towards their own business, and it'll still, be enough capital to put back in the business so that initial business will grow. So it makes
right.
sense. It makes sense.
Just a little idea. Let's just say like you wanted to do a bar slash club type deal. You know what I mean? Like where you place where you can get good food, you can get your dance on, you can have people come perform, and the food is excellent. You want to have the best of everything in there. So like if you have a bartender there, why settle for a regular bartender? Like I see bartenders on TV, like they be throwing stuff and blowing flames and things of that nature. Like they got a school for that, yo. So if you are like are into bartending and things of that nature, like why not seed into somebody's business who wants to do that? And what ends up happening is once you once y'all all come together and make this business happen, you are part of that business. Then you take that business and you branch off and copy the same thing that you did in another area. Like next thing you know, like you are a district manager of your own business. Like it's crazy. Like the Mexican people, yo, they'll have like 10 people in one house, yo. And like we look at it like, well, damn, I'm not having 10 people in one house, but everybody in that house is working. Do you imagine how much money they're saving doing that? How much wealth that they are accumulating doing that? That's why when you look at why Mexicans is flooding over here so much, they see the opportunity like that the way they work in Mexico is different how we work. Like we used to work a certain type of way. We don't work like that no more, like for real. So like they can stay goddamn on 15 in the crib and everybody pitch in for the rent, but like you saving up so much money, but like they're looking at the big picture. There's a big picture in that. We gotta change the way that we think, yo. But you gotta get with people who are like minded, people that you can trust, yo. And how you build trust is you gotta, especially on YouTube, man. Like if you trying to do something off of YouTube, get to know these people, call them up, you know what I'm saying, and y'all talk offline and visit each other. Really see what they're about, because then you can judge to see if this person is who this person say they are or not. YouTube is powerful because you even if you are a talented artist, we got YouTube friends in California that like can help get your music out. Like a lot of artists are just local. It's so much opportunity out here. We just gotta um put away our petty differences, man, and see what's important, yo, and try to build upon it, man. And that's what I have been screaming since like my first time on the live stream. I've been screaming that, yo, from the rooftop. You know what I mean? Like Grinch just wrote a book. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn how to write a book. He knows something. So it will behoove me to eventually, when I'm ready one of these days, to contact him like, yo, how did you do this, yo? Like, because I want to write a book too, or you know what I mean? It's networking. This is what it is about. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself every day doing the same thing that you do every day but accomplishing nothing, then that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of those um, chats, man, or videos that you gotta people gotta go back to get the jewels, because it's like a lot of hard work that you gotta do, and a lot of people don't want to do that.
Yeah, it definitely takes a level of sacrifice, man, and effort, you know,
Facts,
and discipline. You know, it's but it's all about, you know, um, it's all to me. It's all about how bad you want something. If you
facts,
if you really want it that bad, you'll you'll sacrifice to get it, because at the end of the day, sacrifice is doing something that you don't want to do to get the results that you want.
Facts.
You willing to put you willing to put things that are not that important to the side to focus on what's really important. And that is something that we, us brothers really have to do. Like we really gotta buckle down and really just get to it. And I think what you're saying is true, man, because if we had a couple of, let's say we had like maybe 5 groups of like just 10 brothers, and we was to just all go and just do different stuff and just start different stuff, man, that'll provide a lot of opportunity for a lot of other people, man, for a lot of other brothers, which in turn is going to feed a lot of families. And then, you know, um, I feel like once we get to that point, we really wouldn't have to worry about a lot of our women, on some bullshit.
Facts.
I feel like a lot of, not all, but a lot of them will get in line. If they see some shit like that, like if, like for instance, say if me and you do business, and my wife and your wife hang out together, at the end of the day, that means that I'm responsible for your family and you responsible for my family. We
Facts.
responsible for each other.
Facts.
And I noticed, back in the day, that's how black people used to operate. We used to be responsible for one another. And I think we need to get back to that.
We
And
do,
if
bro.
and I noticed that with a lot of other ethnicities, they're like that. Like if you go in their neighborhoods and stuff like that, that's what all that neighborhood watch shit is about. It's about them being responsible for each other. They police themselves. But it all starts with, it all goes back to what you were saying, man. And that's a great plan. And I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely down with that because man, that could springboard into a lot of things. And it's gonna springboard into everything that what a lot of brothers that's on some progressive, that's on a that have a progressive mindset is about. That's what it's really about at the end of the day. So I definitely think we should start moving in that direction, man. And I definitely appreciate you for coming through, bro. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Indeed. Because you just hear you talk about what you just saying, what just reminded me. Also another thing of importance of linking up with like-minded people is when you are reaching out to do something that's different, you're like breaking family curses and things of that nature. So you're gonna run into a whole bunch of situations to where, excuse me, you're gonna run into a whole bunch of different situations to where things are gonna get hard. Like you're gonna feel like quitting. It's important if you have a significant other, a wife, a girlfriend that you want to marry, that you let her know what your vision is so that she can attach herself to it. Because oftentimes there might be a season where you might be gone a lot, and she has to understand that I'm gone not just for he's gone not just for him, he's gone for me too. He's working towards something that is going to benefit me too. So it will behoove me to be faithful to that man and do everything that I can to help him out to accomplish what he's trying to do for us. Women need to, um, in the Bible, it talks about women being taken from a rib. Like if you subscribe to the Bible, you know what I'm saying? A rib is that support. If you have a rib taken out, you're gonna be off balance. Like you're gonna be hurt. But like, a rib is that's like under your arm. Like when you cuddling with your shorty, you got your arm around her. Like there's a support there. We can't just like um and I say this from experience. Like you can't just go out and try to do your little vision without letting your significant other know what's going on and have her 100% um, support. But she got to know. But at the same time, she's looking to you. Like she'll do it if she see you working towards it. You know what I'm saying? She see you working hard towards it. Like that might even turn her on more because women are attracted to men who have a vision and want to do certain things. So like even outside of the woman, you might not want to tell your woman that you feel like you about to quit because things is getting hard. That's why it's important to have like-minded brothers, a support system, because like I can go to um brother Sheep and be like, yo, this is happening. And I'm expecting that brother to like, yo, you are this, you are that, like cut into me to bring me to snap me back into reality because you will face that. It's not going to be easy. We as a people, we've dug ourselves in such a hole that's going to take all of us to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a place to where I'm like God dang on Superman. Like I get weak too. And like when you get to know people, you realize, okay, like this person does have weaknesses. Like they're not Superman or Clark Kent or Batman or you know what I'm saying? They just trying to get out the same situation that I'm trying to get out of too. You know what I mean? So like when you get with like-minded people or get with somebody who's above you, you gotta have some sort of mentor. When you go to them with your problems and be like, yo, I'm having a problem with this. Like, help me. Like, and they can speak life into you and like strengthen you back up to handle that situation. Cause you're gonna come for those who are diving into business on your own. You might feel good. The Bible says there's a lot of truths in the Bible, yo. The Bible says to he who think he stand, take heed lest he fall. Which like a lot of us get big headed, like, yeah, I'm in this position, I've done this, I've done that. But like when the joint really hits you where it hurts, um, I'll be honest with you two right now in the chat. Like I had a situation where um I had to pay over $15,000 for an issue with my truck, and my mother she just had surgery, and my mother she doesn't have anybody else, so I took off of work to help her recuperate. You know what I'm saying? In the truck business, if the wheels ain't turning, you ain't making money. So long story short, this is before I had the issues with the truck. Like I'm off, like not working and spending money that's in reserve to sustain me, everything that I have, and help my mother out and make sure that she's straight. So then, like, when I come back, I'm expecting to go back to work. You know what I'm saying, and get it. You know what I mean? But I get back to work, have some issues with the truck, end up having to spend $15,000. and still ain't made one penny. Still ain't made one penny in like 2 or 3 months due to the fact that the truck is not finished or whatever. So you're gonna run into situations to where it's gonna make you want to quit, give up, go back to what's easy. You know what I mean? That's where you want to have the 100s right next to you. That's gonna be like, yo, stay the course, brother. Like you almost there. Stay the course. And I think that that's what we offer. I think that's what I offer, man. I think that's what you offer. You know, just to attest to Sheep's character. That's what he's done for me personally, yo. You know what I mean? Like I'm not goddamn Superman, yo. I don't have. I ain't gonna sit up here in front like I got everything. Um, 100% together. I mean, I kind of do, but like I still go through just like anybody else would. So when you look at the people like Puff Puff Puffy or uh what's his name? Steve Harvey and different people who've been homeless, they dealt with a level of discomfort to get to where they are now. A lot of times we look at people on where they are, but we really don't understand the footprints that they left to get there. You know what I mean? So I think that us getting together, yo, is paramount, yo. And I feel like whoever's still on here listening, if you want to get with a brother, just let me know, yo, and I'll rock with you. And like, but if you like minded, I'm kicking you to the curb. You know what I mean? Because um, I live by a certain code, man, and that's how I live. And we got a lot of work to do as a people, man. So like, that's um, I was trying to figure out anything else I left out because I want the people, whoever's still here, I want y'all to get something out of this. I want y'all to get some out of this, and don't be one of the ones who's late to the party. You know what I mean? If you feel like your conditions can be better, like you feel like you can change your conditions, you feel like you are a loyal person, and you want to, you'll do anything to change your conditions, yo. Hit us up, man, and we can sit down together and plan something, yo. Cause like it's nothing that we can't do, yo. And like uh, 50 cents got a joint called "Get Rich or Die Trying." Not that I'm trying to get rich. I'm just trying to accomplish um, something that I've never seen done in my family. You know what I mean? So like I'm willing to die trying. You gotta want it that much, man. You got to, yo. You can't be haphazard about this, yo, at all. Like you look at LeBron James, you look at Michael Jordan, you look at what's this new kid, yo? Zion, the Zion cat. He's a beast. Like, can you imagine how much work that these people put in to get to where they at? We gotta like we gotta stop thinking that other people are so better than us. Like they're no different from us. They just decided to work a little harder. Of course, genes plays a certain role in athleticism, but I could have been in the NFL, yo, if I'd have stayed focused, man. I was into the streets. A lot of my teammates played in the NFL when I was in high school. I was just into the streets, so I lost my opportunity there. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, big bro, I appreciate you for coming through, man. This definitely was a great chop up. Definitely a lot of Jews, man. So shout out to you for coming through, man, for blessing episode 11 of Real Spill right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Tonight, we still gonna have, Saturday Night Live, the open discussion, open panel that we have every week right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We will be back 11 and 11:30, y'all. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Shout out to everybody again. Shout out to all the donators. Shout out to everybody who came through and supported. Much love. If you would like to be on the next episode of Real Spill, email me, dsalliance1@gmail.com. That's dsalliance1@gmail.com. Catch you back right here, Saturday Night Live. Y'all stay tuned. Peace.
Peace.